So we're finally entering a brand new era of Evolve, and I feel a little bit conflicted about some of the stuff that happened. So let's just start from the beginning. Robert Stone comes out to the ring and he announced that Evolve will have a brand new GM. His name is Timothy Thatcher, and I really like that decision. If you watch the Evolve podcast, you know that he's been the most obvious pick. We've all been talking about it, and I'm quite happy with it. But he says he's not just going to be a general manager. Since he's a player coach already, he wants to be the foreman of Evolve, and I really like that. Differentiates himself a bit. And obviously, as the brand new foreman, he has to address the elephant in the room, which is the Evolve men's and women's champion are now on NXT. So he announces that each of them will defend their championship one last time. If they win, they can relinquish the championship, go up to the main roster, end their career on Evolve as a champion. If they lose, well, they lose a champion. A new champion is crowned on Evolve. And okay, so let's talk about the main event tonight, which was Kendal Grey versus Tyra May Steele. Kendal Grey's final match on Evolve for the women's championship, where she successfully retains her championship against Tyra May Steele and then has to relinquish the championship. I don't like this decision whatsoever. And the reason for that is, over the last year, right, Evolve has been the most consistent, linearly booked show in all of the shows I watched. And in the entirety of WWE, even in TNA, the show is so consistent, the character work is so consistent, it feels kind of like a cop-out to just say, hey, okay, she's not champion anymore, here, she won, and now she's giving the belt up. Like, we already did that with Obafemi, and now we're doing it with Kendal Grey. I feel like we're doing it a bit too much right now. And even then, it doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't make me feel satisfied with what we've built with Kendal Grey. Like, you could have dropped the belt to Tyra May Steele tonight. A few weeks ago, you could have dropped the belt to PJ Vasa. You could have had her be on Evolve for like 3-4 more weeks and have her drop to Chantel Monroe or someone else. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not going to end the world. And I mean, okay, we're obviously going to have a new champion, and I'm sure they're going to be great. That's not my issue. I just feel like, relinquishing the championship, just like, it's not the most satisfying way to handle this whole thing. Like, she would really not lose any momentum if she just lost to Tyra May Steele tonight. I promise you, we would go into NXT next week, and she would be perfectly fine. If she lost to PJ Vasa a few weeks, she would go into NXT, be perfectly fine, and it would only benefit whoever defeats her. Trust me, it's really that simple. On the other side, in Timothy Thatcher's office now, he's in his new office, Aaron Rourke comes up, and Aaron Rourke wants a shot at the Evolve Men's Championship, and Timothy Thatcher grants that to him. I really hope this match doesn't end in the same result, with Jackson Drake retaining and having to relinquish the championship. He's a great champion, and I mean, it would be an amazing way to go out for him, just like Kendal Grey went out, but I want to see someone benefit from that championship reign. And otherwise, whenever someone is just successful on Evolve and gets called up, just have them relinquish the championship. That's a bad precedent to set. So Aaron Rourke wouldn't be my first choice, but I definitely think he could be an okay champion. Like, I didn't expect Jackson Drake to be such a great champion at first. So just give Aaron Rourke the championship next week. Just do it and see where it goes, man. I really hope both championships don't get relinquished. That's just not what I want to see. But anyway, back to the start of the show. We just covered both championships real quick. Timothy Thatcher announced this after he was announced to be the new GM. And then Harlem Lewis immediately came out, and Harlem Lewis said he wants to be the one to face Jackson Drake. And Timothy Thatcher said, nah, you're not getting it. In fact, you're going to have a match right now. And he faces Sam Holloway. And man, this match was fantastic. This was such a great match. I don't think we've ever seen Harlem Lewis be the tiny guy in the match, be dominated like this, but man, it was good. He's not the underdog. Harlem Lewis is never the underdog, but he got the shit beat out of him today. I love Sam Holloway so much. It sucks that he's only ever booked to be the one losing. He hasn't really gotten a push. I think he could do well. He does need a bit more character. He still feels very generic as a big guy, but his wrestling is so good. Unfortunately, he does lose to Harlem Lewis, who has another major championship, or not major championship, another major victory under his belt. And at this point, how can you justify Harlem Lewis not getting a championship match, man? He's defeated so many people, person after person, in big matches. He 100% has to be the number one contender by now. I don't know how we keep avoiding him from it, But hey, oh, maybe he's the next Evolve champion after that belt potentially gets relinquished. We also get our look at the new Luca Crucifino, who's like a hippie now, or I don't know, but like going from a mobster to a whatever this is. Now granted, I'm mocking him, but I actually really like it. It's a big, wild character, and as you guys know, I love characters, I love eccentric stuff, I love theatrical, drag type stuff. So this was really in my wheelhouse. So I'm excited to see what happens with Luca Crucifino now. I mean, this is way different than what we've seen of him before. I have seen some photos on the Evolve group chat about it, but man, I'm curious to see where this goes. And then this wasn't the main event, but it is the final match that we are talking about tonight, which is Harley Riggins with Cam Hendricks going up against Trill London. Man, my boy Trill. Why do they keep putting him in matches where he's gonna lose? Give the guy a victory, man. Just throw him a bone, please. Just do us a favor. But no, he loses to Harley Riggins, and also another really entertaining match, man. As much as I love Trill London, Harley Riggins and Cam Hendricks are so entertaining. Harley Riggins wins, and after the match, Chewy tries to insert himself into business, and he says that, well, Taylor Wilder's gonna be back and he's gonna beat you guys up, and then they just laugh at him. And then Dante Chen tries to come out and give them a few words. I just know Terrell's gonna go crazy about this, but hey, I hope Harley Riggins and Cam Hendricks beat the shit out of Dante Chen, and hopefully they like disfigure him or something. Okay, no, that's mean. That's very mean, but like, you guys get the idea of how much I do not enjoy Dante Chen at the moment. But yeah, that was this episode of Evolve, and I'm so conflicted on what rating to give it, because all the in-ring action was good, the promos, everything was really good, and for what the show was, it was good. But personally, I don't like this whole aspect of having the championships be relinquished. It feels like an easy way out. I didn't really enjoy it when they did it with Obafemi, because he already lost the championship once. I don't really enjoy it with Kendal Grey. I don't feel like, yeah, I don't really enjoy it. So because of that, I'm going to have to give it a biased opinion and give it an 8 out of 10. Again, if it wasn't for all of that, the show would have been a 10 out of 10. Everything from the booking to the matches was amazing. It's just personally, there was just that element that was in the back of my mind the whole time, and I didn't really enjoy it. But if you like this review, leave a like, subscribe. I cover NXT, Evolve, and TNA every single week. I also have a podcast with PUWF where we talk about Evolve for about 2 hours every day. Actually, 2 days. So you should join that. And then leave a like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.